let's try that bit right.
So do we just watch the Twitch stream?
Yeah.
Yep.
Or do we watch the
You might want to have the Twitch stream muted. Also, we are live now.
Hello,
We are
Internet.
live? Oh, come on.
Well, I mean, for
We need
certain
more
definitions
ceremony
of
than
life.
that.
Hi everyone, welcome
here's
to the official Someone on Spoiler Warning made a video game and it's coming out again stream. This is Good Robot,
Yay.
which if you follow the blog you should all know about.
And somebody says the volume is super low.
Yeah. It'd be helpful if they specified if it was just the volume of everything or
I've
the
heard
volume
this game
of...
has a lot of bugs in it. I'm sure today we'll find out a lot about them.
Oh yeah, this is our entire QA testing. As we were like, well, we could hire this QA testing firm, but and then somebody just suggested we let Josh play the game, and that would find all the bugs.
Yeah, it's basically going to be like a children's show, where we're going to be having audience participation. Hey kids, do you see a bug? Can you point to it?
Well, I mean, you have me around, so yeah, that's gonna happen.
I guess like people can just take a drink every time there's a bug or Raskan makes a pun, right?
I do have bourbon.
Let's not kill everybody before they buy the game.
So people are saying that I'm louder
Hey.
than everybody, which we
You
did
know,
do
people keep
audio
saying things about
balancing
puns,
tests.
But you know how many puns there are in my entire... You know how many puns there are in my entire Pyrodactyl library? Like 2.
Well, you use them all on the diecast instead.
That can be right. Like only
You terrible monster.
I think 100% of the puns I have made writing for Pyrodactyl have been in "We'll fight for food."
Yeah,
Let's
didn't understand how to
balance
reference
these.
puns.
Yeah.
Let's balance these audio levels.
All right, so I'm gonna
before we
take the
say-
stream down for a
'cause
second.
We're making all these jokes and nobody's
Bring the
hearing
audio
us.
on everything up a little bit, and turn my audio down, turn Alvin up, and we'll see what happens. Back in just a second. All right,
Are we live, Josh?
we are live. I mean, that's what it says anyway. Oh, hang on. All right, that should be
That was a very
fixed. I
uncanny,
wanted to get rid of that annoying Bandicam frame rate counter on the top left because I wasn't using it. All right. Our audio levels should be better. You should be able to hear
Twitch
Arvin
says
now.
We are offline. Like,
Yeah, we don't actually seem to be offline, Josh. So yes, the Bandicam thing is gone. What else is gone? The entire stream.
Really?
I can see it now.
That says
I can
we're
see
live.
It. We're streaming. We're live.
Oh, wait. Hang on. Are we?
I'll refresh the page, I guess. Like some. Okay, we seem live now. Okay, yes, we're good.
It says
Okay,
everything
okay, so
says we're
people
live.
are-
I actually
people
can't
are
see the
hearing our
stream
lovely
anymore
dulcet
myself, but whatever. All right, let's.
It's fine.
Oh no, my old save will be deleted. Let's jump right in
That's
here.
also fine.
Does this mic work better?
Yeah, that sounds good. So this game has hats in it. Oh, sweet. We rolled my hat on the first try. All right.
Yeah, that was it was programmed to be that way. Like,
I didn't notice it the first time I played. I didn't notice the bonnet was always in the initial setup.
So.
Okay, wait.
So.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead. I just wanted to.
I was just
save
about to
the site.
complain that it says the first head is free, enjoy, and then it doesn't display any of the actual text you're supposed to see when you hover over the hats. Literally unplayable.
we had to like that was a compromise we had to make because the text needed to be somewhere, and I didn't want to obscure the tutorial bits because you know players love tutorials, right? So we cannot remove those. So I guess like the description we'll have to
Oh no, my
see
bonnet!
the second time.
Yeah, my favorite part of any given Assassin's Creed game is the tutorial. I mean, we just say the first
Yeah,
two
like
points of the game. After the tutorial is when the blockade on there.
So the hats, if you're curious, the hats make you completely invincible. You will not take damage as long as you have a hat on your head. Unfortunately, taking any damage also knocks the hat off your head. So it's a compromise.
Great. So I played a little
we
bit of the
talked
new
about,
version of this. I played this a long time ago.
We talked about the hat in the blog post earlier, right? Like the whole hat system, which I thought was interesting because it's different than the usual norm, right? Like we could have just made them usual customization options, but like what's a bonnet if you don't have to work for it, right? Like you have to work to keep your bonnet on your head. You can't just like get hit.
Josh, turn down the game audio a little
Yeah,
bit.
I got that.
apparently
The effects volume keeps resetting to maximum every time. And that
because
actually
the game
didn't seem
likes
to
it
have any
loud.
sort of effect on the actual effects volume. What happens if I just... Hey guys, I found a bug. Your audio sliders don't work.
I literally recorded that bug.
I think they do work from the main menu. Let me... Oh, that was the dev console.
So you remember when we were joking a minute ago about Josh being able to find bugs that we can't find in 12 months or that don't crop up with us in 12 months of playtesting? We were not kidding.
It's amazing.
No, that didn't do anything to the effects volume.
No, I believe this might be like some sound effects might not actually be under the category of effects. So this might be like it's not a slider bug, but it's a related bug.
Oh yeah,
Still a
this
bug,
is
but yeah.
yeah this is on my to-do list. There are a few sound effects in the game that do not the sound library we use cannot adjust the volume of stereo sound effects. And one of my tasks this week was to round up the last of those and change them into mono. And I didn't get to that because I've been busy with other stuff. So this will hopefully be fixed, like, by the time the game launches.
Well, it's made all the player gun sounds really loud.
It'll come and go as you change weapons.
Alright, well.
So...
Anyway, welcome to Good Robot. It's a video game.
A video game where
I
Josh
wrote it.
ruins everything.
Yeah, Rutskarn programmed it, composed all the music, designed all the gameplay. Arvin made the title screen, and I came up with the name for it.
We're like top
Yes.
hats in our hat video game about hats.
We came up with the name and with the original plotline for the game that got scrapped as soon as we started later on.
Oh, did it?
Okay,
I was in charge of
Josh,
bug implementation.
Josh, you're flying past all of the hilarious Bond mods.
All the what-whats?
Yeah. This is
Actually,
actually the
here
first
for the
game.
item descriptions, Josh.
Oh.
This is
I didn't
actually
realize
the
there
first
were
game
item
I've worked on
descriptions.
that I have not read all of the story, right? So this will. So Josh, please read the story a bit, so I can also see if Ratskan has done a good job. Like,
Nobody's even proofread this shit yet.
I actually did go on a proof pass.
So why are all these
I'm sure we'll
robot
find a
factories
typo
shutting down?
because that is the nature of this sort of thing.
I was really disappointed when I got to the boss the first time I was playing a new version of this, and it wasn't named Dave or Steve or something.
Yeah, before Pyro
I
joined
think
the
that's still a
project,
boss,
all the
right?
all
It's
all
not
the
the first
original
one,
bosses were
but
Dave and Steve and Barbara.
What's up with Paranoid Droid?
That's on Ross. I was like, this reference is a bit too, like,
That
on
was
the
actually
nose,
my
but
fault.
Ross was like, but you named it, right?
Okay.
Well, yeah, I just threw in some names. It sounded robot-y. I didn't need. If you wanted to change them, just tell me.
Are there more names I need to change? Did I miss a few, or did you guys just not implement the last set?
So
I mean, it was fairly recently,
clearly,
and it is like literally a matter of going to a notepad file.
the dunce cap
The
is
mini
the most
boss
important.
names are different because I think I never I think I might have forgotten to actually tell you to rewrite them. So the mini boss names are all Ross. So I guess you can blame.
Ah,
them for that, maybe.
yes. So I'm
It
gonna
doesn't
name a
really
mini boss
matter,
right
but-
now. Somebody throw out like, okay, so the first person to write a comment with what they want a mini boss name to be and their favorite fictional monarch, I will consider it.
Kamel is sometimes a fictional monarch,
Kamel's
usually
not
just
a
dead.
He does sit on a throne naked in one part of Poland.
I mean, you name all your
You just
Mountain
want
Blade
the boss to
characters,
actually be
Kamel. Oh no!
Reginald
was
Shuffle
what I
is pretty-
That was a good. That hat lasted almost 2 minutes. I'm gonna say that was pretty good for a hat. I think that was our longest hat yet.
Yeah. So this part is actually interesting because the first time you see those Cyan guys, right, you'll probably feel very intimidated by them because they fire a lot of bullets. But by the time, hopefully, you know, in a couple of hours, then like dodging all those bullets will be a force of habit. It's pretty interesting how I did that because I used to run away from them, but then I saw Ross, like, you know, just like move sideways and not run away. And that's when I realized that, like, you know, I don't need to actually run away from the bullets. Sidestep them.
Oh Jesus!
Somebody say something.
So, I think you know, so I wrote that post where I was joking about being awful at this game. Yeah, joking. I've discovered one thing over the course of Good Robots development, which is I am absolutely awful at this.
I'm not particularly good at it either, which is shameful considering I have literally played it longer than anybody else. Although maybe not for more
It's-
than total
it's not
total
an
hours.
easy
Somebody Ross has
game.
clocked up. Yeah.
It's
I-
interesting because when
yeah,
I was a kid,
I got better at
I
it.
always used to wonder, like, game developers, are they like the best at their video game? Are like they just like the most awesome ever? 'Cause
No,
it, like
never.
sort of stood to reason. But I've discovered that this is like very 50-50 between like they're excellent at it because they've been playing it forever, or they've been playing it forever and they cannot believe how bad they still are at it.
Somebody
I have
asked
access
if
to
you're
the top
AFK.
secret high score list.
Somebody asked
go
what?
ahead.
If you're AFK, will your warranty expire? The only thing that will expire your warranty is dying. So you don't have to worry.
But water damage
So is there a
will void the
primary-
warranty.
Is there a primary, secondary weapon system? You have two weapons at a time?
What? Are you asking that question, Rutscar? Is this how my game works? I don't remember.
No, he's asking a question from the
He's
chat.
reading
Oh,
the-
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, there's you got your main weapon and then you got your bomb, secondary weapon kind of stuff. Can't do anything. Oh,
What is your favorite weapon in this
Wait a
game,
minute.
Josh? In your, you have some experience playtesting this game.
I don't know. I haven't played this version enough to really get a feel for all the weapons. Does the DLC for this game come with a voice file of you saying this incorrectly?
A compass.
Because like I'd pay
Canonically,
money
in
for
this
that.
God damn
universe,
it.
it's actually in this universe canonically it's pronounced compass.
Oh, I
So-
see.
You know,
that's
because
good.
this
Hey
is a
Josh, read
weird
some
universe.
of the breaking news. The story in this game is extremely important.
Climate scientists predict
the-
planetary meltdown in 20 years. That's probably academic.
So so the people who are asking like that option alone, those are like add-ons. So we re-roll them because what we thought was that if a player had like a bunch of money, right, and they just wanted their perfect add-on, then just getting that for what do you call? Just waiting like 1 or 2 levels, however more for that was a bit too much. So we experimented with re-rolling just those with so we re-roll that part in particular. The others we don't, but just that.
Are there different, like, special kind of upgrades you get later on or something? Here's the hat you wear if you want to look good.
There are 6
That's
of
the
them,
description
I
of the bonnet?
think. Oh, what?
Here's the hat you wear if you want to look good. I'm sorry, have you guys seen me play Spoiler Warning before? Good was not exactly
I
the
think I saw
thought
the fan art,
process that
that-
went into it.
Well, Ratsan wrote it, so this is I guess like a writer not getting his own show. Something like that. Ratsan is completely out of touch with what the kids want.
Scorn, have you ever seen a single episode of Spoiler Warning? You know nothing about the show. I can't believe they let you write this. You're not a real.
You know, I did watch
I
that
don't
one
ever,
episode. What was it? Conan O'Brien on the Citadel? Something like that?
She's pretty good at this game. Like if you ignore the several hundred times he gets shot by the bullet.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Then
all
he's
really
pretty
just
good.
not that important.
From the clip you guys hear, I gather that you are a mouse and keyboard player.
I am.
Hey, it's the quality assurance swerve. So, trivia fact, I actually wrote, before we sort of decided against it, all without discussing it, ironically, we, all without saying it aloud, we had voices for some of these robots that I was playing around with. And I liked the one for the quality assurance swerve because he would just say in this, like, really deep, droning robot voice, "Have you been helped?" That was an appealing.
Oh, that's what it used to say. Like I thought it was just like random gibberish. I never actually understood any of those.
I actually
I never
really
heard
wish
any of this.
we could have afforded like some voice work for this. I think it would have benefited. I mean, obviously this would be a silent protagonist game, but like to have some of the bosses talk and to have the vending machines shout at you, I think would have added a lot to the.
Oh, fuck these spiders.
So funny thing is,
Oh,
yeah,
that's a
like,
dystopian future.
about let's say about 6 months ago, we were legitimately considering voice acting for the game, right?
Yeah, we
But
were.
then how it happened was that, like, you know, features kept piling on. Like each you fix one bug, there's 5 others, and by the time we got to January, like it was clear to me that we weren't able to do it. I don't know if anybody else thought that. So I
thought
just
the
like
same thing.
I just
I
told
thought
everyone
the
that
same thing. I was like,
Yeah.
this voice acting is never gonna happen. It was just we were too much else was going on.
Yeah, like that would have easily delayed the game by like you would have had a winter release if we would have had voice acting because like there were like tons of bugs come up with these things. Sometimes one like you have to redo this one line because the level changed or something like that, and what happens with these games is that like you know meanwhile the voice acting is going on, we'll probably add something else to the game, right? Because we're working on it and then that would need fixing. So it's just because games can like especially system driven games like these, they can never be finished. You just have to put your foot down and say, okay, this is how much work I'm willing to put in it, right? So like we had already been working on this for about a year, so we thought, okay, like enough is enough, let's release this and then like see what we done. And even that was like we had a few discussions with like teammates about it, like that we are delaying too much and stuff like that. So Like, you know, like, it's like planning how to make a game is a very like I equate it to, like, if anyone has read Animorphs, right? I equate it to being Jake in Animorphs, the leader guy.
How
Because
the
nobody's
fuck
happy
do
with
you
that
know
guy.
Animorphs?
But everybody, yeah. I've read every single book of it. Like, I'm a huge Animorphs fan. Or like I was when I was in school, but now I kind of know that they aren't that well written. But I still like the idea. It's
I think
So,
you've
I
told me
guess
this
I-
several
yeah.
times, and each time I've completely forgotten that, like, your big film touchstone was from the United States was Jingle All the Way, and your big literary touchstone was apparently Animorphs.
Yeah, exactly. Like, when you think of, like, American culture, right, what do you think? Animorphs. And Arnold
And
Schwarzenegger
Jingle All the
Restaurant
Way.
Christmas. Obviously.
Horrifying
Like,
spot.
Well, that's better than Goosebumps.
Oh, that's got some recoil
I say,
to it.
starting an internet
yeah,
fan war.
yeah, those sucked. Like, even I, like, when I was, like, 10 years old, even I knew Goosebumps sucked. But, like,
Hey now,
Animorphs were pretty good. Like, yeah.
this is the part where I, like, straighten my suspenders and stand up tall in the saloon door. That was like the
Oh my
first
God,
book
You're
I
old
ever
enough to be
read.
in here. This is a saloon.
Yeah. We need to have a chat poll. Like, everybody, like, Animorphs or Goosebumps. Let's vote. Like, which one is better? Let's decide this nonsense.
Jesus Christ, this just melts everything. I'm liking this gun so far. I think this is my favorite so far. I did not run into this before. Are there, like, higher tier guns that only
Yeah,
show up,
that's-
like, later on, or...
Yes. Yeah, that is
Yeah.
how the guns work.
You were, yeah, like, keeping up with, like, your luck. You were pretty lucky to get this gun right here. Usually you're supposed to get it one level after now, but it can drop as a lucky drop, right? So,
Oh,
you-
Kelson
like,
Breeze.
you were lucky
Josh
to
with
get
the
this
weapon
one.
he's not supposed to have at any given time.
Oh, shit. Well, that was, that went well. I mean, I think I really showed them what was what. Since I can't leave a good thing
Josh,
alone.
we're behind you all the
Yeah.
way.
What was what? I missed it. I must have missed what was what. Can somebody in the chat please tell me what was what?
Josh, like, killed a bunch of enemies with the overpowered weapon. Oh, and he just died. Okay, yes.
Alduin, it's not
So,
that you lose money when you
when-
die, it's that you literally need to buy an upgrade to not lose when you die.
Yeah, if you don't own a warranty,
Yeah.
the game will end. Like, if Josh died right now, that's
Yeah.
it. We start over from the beginning.
Yeah. So it's like extra lives, except you can only ever have one extra life. So, you know, like, it's not like you can hoard a bunch of money and just buy like 5 extra lives. That's why the system exists like it is now. Reginald Cuthbert says that I'm surprised the photon repeater doesn't have a drawback, and yeah, that's because it's meant for enemies way more powerful than you, right? So
Yeah, this-
by the time you get
Yeah,
to
it's a
using
lucky
this
roll.
I think I killed everything, guys.
Yeah,
yeah, so
there's an upswing in weapon power.
for every time you get a weapon like this, most of the times you'll probably get like something not good, or like you'll get something with a drawback, and like
Like the rivet
And
gun.
it
Hey,
is
and all
hey
that.
Josh,
well enough
What?
to consider that even
What, Red
yeah.
Scar?
read one of the weapon descriptions.
I'm way past that.
Oh.
Too late. He's already passed it. But it's a soft kind of rogue-like thing where you buy a warranty, and then if you die, you lose the warranty. But you can buy another one if you make money.
Jesus.
But if you're constantly dying, that's going to put a drain on your money, which will make you less able to like upgrade your shields and stuff later on. So as you get better at the game will also, you know, reward you by you will waste less money. So not only are you better, your ability is better, but also you will have more money to make your character better. So yeah, two systems
Oh,
work
that was a
together. So
record
that you
time.
feel yourself getting it.
Yeah, that was a record time between buying the hat and using it. But yeah, what Shamus said is that the upgrade system chooses you to like forces you to choose between like living long or like doing more damage or like having more life, like having more health. So it's like generally you might have noticed that every time you get to a shop you cannot buy everything. You have to choose always. So if you decide to buy a warranty that's like $2,000 or $4,000, you're not spending on upgrades. So it's a pretty significant investment.
Yeah. Original comfort, yes. There are weapon tiers, but you occasionally get the chance to get something above the current tier of the game.
It's weird to hear you constantly talking to me,
Yeah.
but not me.
I know. It's confusing. Somebody in chat is named.
I think I know who it is. It's a friend of mine on Steam, but it's still weird.
Well, it's obviously Reginald Cuthbert.
That's it. I'm not actually the real Reginald Cuthbert. I'm the body double. I'm the PR manager for Reginald Cuthbert.
Like now all my spoiler warning fandom was a lie. I
Ow.
can never watch the show again.
Is Reginald Cuthbert going to become like the spoiler warning stick?
He has been for years and years and years and years and years.
It's tangential, but I think my favorite one spoiler warning moment might be when you try to take on the boomers and there's the montage, and at the end of it, like your hand just lands on your corpse.
You know, it's funny. Mine was from the same season. It was when you encountered the buggy man who floated towards you without moving his legs, firing a revolver or grimacing.
Oh my god. I don't even remember what that is because that's how fucking buggy that game
the
was.
New Vegas season or the Fallout 3 season? Like,
It was New Vegas, and it was one of the guys in, I think, Novak,
Oh.
the city with the roller coaster. And you just got the bomb in, and a man came around the
that
corner,
was
not
a
moving his
baby
legs.
Spider. It was at the end. It was a baby spider. You didn't have to kill it, but you did. Just for like
I mean,
$10.
it's
You
me we are
asshole.
talking about here.
Well, I was going to joke, and then I realized I was going to make a joke about how the morality system in the game was going to judge you for it. And I realized some people might think that was serious, and I don't want to be claiming the game does things.
You don't?
That
I
would
mean,
be funny.
that's game marketing.
It would be funny if the game judged you on a morality scale, but it was pretended to, but it was actually just random. But that would be funny to us. And
Yeah, it would be. Yeah. As developers, like you soon realize that there's a bunch of jokes that you can pull that are not actually very funny to anyone except you, right? So.
It's the best kind of joke.
Yeah, for example, The Division, Watch Dogs.
What if we
I
made an
refuse to believe
MMO
that
and
was
players
funny
can't
to
walk through
anybody.
each other?
Right.
That shit would be hilarious.
Can I have an enemy scanner and a laser pointer, or do they replace each other?
Yes. No, you can have.
What
you can
if-
get all of those.
Yeah.
There's nothing
Yeah.
that's mutually exclusive.
All
I can
the
get a cash
utilities
magnet.
are like they can. All the utilities are just like they can coexist with each other.
So what do these different door icons mean?
That's for you to find out.
Many robots.
Like the idea is no, don't tell him. Like don't tell him, Ross. Like that's
Okay.
a secret. Just tell.
They have to.
anything that
They'll have to
somebody
like
else-
document it
observe.
on the vast good robot wiki that we expect
Yeah.
the fan base will build.
I'm the best
Yeah.
good robot now with my Halo.
No, but like it's not that, but like the icons they denote something that you will base in the roots, and the idea is that the players will soon realize, like in about 2 times you go through the same door, you will get to know what that door means. So it's not like a big secret, but like I'd like it just like players come up with their own interpretations of it. So.
The one thing I wanted to know before I started writing the game was, who designed all these spider robots? Why did you make them like that?
Like, we've never had any. Yeah, these are my favorite kinds of robots. Like,
Yeah,
Never had any issues with them at all. Yeah.
this was something of a point of contention during development. I initially coded spiders, you know, when I was working on the game alone, and they sort of barely worked, and their AI sucks, and is kind of weird, and doesn't always do what you want, and they don't render just right, and there were all these little glitches and problems, and they limit how you can design the level, and just spiders were a pain in the ass, but everybody loved them because they look cool. So I kept trying to get them out of the game because they were a source of headaches and bugs and problems, and I constantly needed to make changes to keep them working, and everybody else wanted to add more and more of them because they look interesting, and they're not just, you know, more floating robots. So the fact that they survived to the end of the development cycle, thank everyone but me for that.
Is there a reason these hats have different prices on them?
And funnily enough, after, like, in the last month, we switched sides. Now, Shamus wanted them because, like, he put so much work into them. But we found a performance issue with the robots. So suddenly we were like, remove the spiders, like, put as little of them as possible. And then, like, we spent a good 2 weeks trying to fix all of them, then we fixed them. So now you have this level which is dedicated to spiders, like, and has a bunch of spiders in it. Otherwise, this level would have, like, had, like, 5 spiders per
Okay, so I confess that I don't know if anyone else is going to find this name confusing. It's quite humorous, to be sure. But I mean, like, what do you need a giant robot for in a junkyard? Oh, it's the driver supervisor.
Okay. Like,
I liked it. It made me happy.
yeah. Like, I didn't get the joke in it, but I guess that's how I feel for everything that's done right. Am I right?
I don't have nearly enough money to upgrade any of my
So,
stuff.
like,
Alright.
I don't know what, like, Josh, like, what effect Josh has, but he rolled, like, he got 3 high tier weapons. Like, he got the saw blade, he got the missile. The missile, I think, is 2 tiers above him. Like, what the hell is this? Like, how can somebody have such good RNG? Like,
Welcome to Josh Warning.
I went to look to
Yeah,
make sure
this
it
is
wasn't a
some
bug,
serious
and no,
shenanigans.
it's,
Yeah.
it's just Josh.
Yeah, what is the odds of getting that weapon at this point in the game, Ross? Can you tell us
Oh,
off the
like,
top of your head?
1 in 70.
Oh, excellent.
Okay. 1 in 7.
and then, like, you multiply it 3 times, you get, like, all those 3. And then it's like 1 in 240. Like, you got all those 3 weapons.
You notice your gun that was melting everything a couple levels ago is no longer quite.
Well, it's still getting the job done. It's just getting the job done a little slower. And I have the other gun that melts everything, too. Missile duel!
The only reason we didn't have an inventory in this game is so Josh couldn't carry an incinerator. Whenever you-
I'm so happy. What did I get hit by? Damn it.
You can find it. Like, there's a lot of weapons in this game. Like, you cannot see every weapon in a single playthrough. So there's like, it's not 1-for-1 follows incinerator,
The
but
guns are
it's there. Like,
the guns are an audio format we can't volume adjust at the moment.
Should we, like, bring the stream down and I can, like, manually turn down the volume on the game?
That might be worth it, yeah.
Let me get to another level here so I don't get all my progress reset. What's this thing? Alright. So I'm going to bring the stream down here for a second, and we'll be right back.
yeah, hard to see a case like the SMG has always been there. Like it's one of the first weapons we made. So
Yeah, no, you wrote that one. I
The
have the
SMG
email where you
initially,
did.
and it's the worst gun in the game.
now I know what's going on. Ratskan is just like seeing all the bad descriptions and he's like, I didn't write that. Like,
Alright, we are back.
No, I just see something and know that it didn't fit the style I used.
Why does a necromancer hat have...
yeah, like I imagine that's probably because of the multiple drafts that we have. Oh, we're back. Sorry. Like,
Yeah, it's quite possible that's a really old one. I mean, the other thing is, I might have written it and forgot that I did it way, way, way long ago.
Okay.
But I did send you a list of all the
So-
guns back then. so I
well,
don't
just
know
make sure it's fixed because this is a crucial thing. Like, we cannot release this oversight.
We could not possibly release with a description of the submachine gun that was not personally written by me, but was instead written by somebody who's played the game as much, if not much, much more than I have.
Way to go, Josh.
I don't like to use the phrase
This was
literally
really
unplayable every 5 minutes, but unfortunately it has been necessary.
Yeah. So as you guys can see here, the weapon that was overpowered just one level ago, now like you meet your match.
So there's
we had
a sort of a...
ways to go for this game. Yeah.
There's a very steep curve on weapon effectiveness. You really need to keep up or you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, like in this case, I think it's because you haven't actually upgraded any of your attack attributes. So
Oh,
you
that's
were solely
possible,
relying
but
on the
I
weapon
did
stats.
increase my refire
Yeah.
rate by a lot.
That's
Yeah, so
that's
you
another
just fire
reason.
more bullets. It's just that all of them suck, right? So
There's so many.
You are firing tons
Yeah.
of ineffectual bullets.
So yeah,
I'm taking a lot more damage per hit, too.
Yeah, that's actually the thing is that the first two levels I've designed. Wow, you managed to hit yourself with your own missile. How the hell did you do that? So what I was saying is that what we did was that the first two levels take it easy on you. They have simpler enemies, they don't hit as much. Right here is where the news starts staggering. So you've died 2 times. So like you sunk about $8,000 into warranties and repairs. So that's money you could have been spending on upgrades. And on top of that, you haven't invested in your attack. So when you don't invest in attack and you don't invest much in shields, you're banking that you don't get hit, right? So in short, every attribute means that like you're prioritizing something, right? So that's the kind of gameplay that we're after. So if you upgrade one thing,
It's okay, Arvin. Here,
that
you don't have to
should-
sugarcoat it. I'll do it for you. Hey, Josh, you suck.
Get good, scrub.
The thing that's actually causing me a lot of trouble is I can't tell whose bullets are mine and theirs, so I'm getting hit by the occasional stray bullet because I've got all this, like, fucking boomerang shit flying around.
Well, your bullets have different shape than the others, so I guess it's just because this gun is spammy, right? And with the rate
Right.
of fire increase, like it's extra spammy now, so
And they bounce, so you have more than one screen at a given time.
yeah. I guess this is the drawback
Oh,
of that
shit.
bullet because
I almost killed myself by touching the
Somebody asked
wall.
Yeah, somebody asked, do the walls hit you if you slam into them? On most of the levels, no, but on these levels
this one,
where
yeah,
there's electricity on the walls, yes.
yeah.
Shields are helpful.
Joey 245 says, yeah, shields are hell. Yeah. But you're a robot, you don't have health. You just have the shield.
You
Yeah,
saying my
like,
healthcare
real
item
quick,
Robot, you
doesn't
gotta
mean
eat
anything
right, get
anymore?
enough exercise.
Okay, so I think I've said this before, but Grand Theft Auto 5, for the most part, satire about LA written by somebody who has literally never been to Los Angeles. One thing, One thing they got right that was amusing is that Michael's health drink is just green
Ah.
juice. Just nondescript green juice that you just chug. Not because you want to drink it, but because you get this vague idea that it will help you in some way.
So Humble
Alright.
Measures asks a pretty important question. Is every door a new level, or is there something we have to learn? So a level is a sequence of doors, so every door is just a new zone, and each one of them have their own attributes. So here we see, so you will learn as you go through the levels. You'll like see what different kinds of zones are each about, and we have the first like death of Josh. So everybody take a moment to remember that playthrough.
Okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
Pour out a green energy drink for our fallen robot.
I fucking hate energy drinks. You guys are monsters.
What? You did that on purpose, Josh? Did you do that on purpose?
Maybe. What are we talking about?
You hate energy drinks. You guys are monsters. You did,
Oh my
No,
God.
I never make
Or,
those
like,
on purpose.
I
Don't you
remember
know
that
me by now?
monster-
Good, good. Let it
Okay,
flow.
so I'll tell you an energy drink related incident, right? So in India we don't have Monster energy drinks, right? So which I consider a positive, right? Like
Right.
it's hard to see that as a negative. So when I went to a game expo for the first time, they were giving out those energy drinks for free, and they didn't have water anywhere, right? So I drank one of those, and I was like, I prefer dying of thirst from now on than drinking one of those. So I drank my first energy drink last year, and like yeah, that was horrible. That's the
a purple level. If there are a lot of purple levels in the game, it's probably due to me because I kept trying to have more purple things in the game.
Goddamn purple.
I made a gun upgrade that was more purple than the last one, and I was like, Shamus should like this.
Yeah.
Hey, Arvid, remember when we went around that convention and they had, like, those peace teas?
yeah those yeah. Those energy drinks? Because then those were the
They
first
were
ones I
not.
drank.
They were most certainly not energy drinks.
They were just sugar
They
water,
were
right?
lethargy drinks.
More or less, yeah. Yeah.
So this is another kind of level. This is a dark level where you can only see robots inside of your flashlight beam.
This one was this level was interesting because we had a flashlight, but we never actually used it except in one level way earlier, like in the first build. So then like I kept pestering Shamus to add something like this, and then like I think after 500 times Shamus was like, okay, fine.
Yeah, Shamus and I were discussing this
And
back
then we
when
had this level.
we streamed this game when it was just some fun project he was doing without any ambitions towards releasing it. And it was like, hey, did you ever try like making this a flashlight?
Yeah, and originally I didn't want to do that because it makes the game super hard, but for an occasional, like, breather level, I think it's pretty good. You would not want an entire game of only flashlight levels. That would be super annoying.
This level serves as a slightly tougher level. So it's like, suddenly you don't see, like, the thing that you take for granted, seeing everything around you, is taken away from you. So you need to like direct your flashlight to where it is. So as a occasional level, it's fine. It's a much more difficult level, especially later on. The first level is pretty easy. So, but later on, like, imagine this level, but with the enemies that, when, like, you know, the level with Josh died at. So this is one level which actually drastically ramps up in difficulty.
Tony Kebble says, hey Shamus Redstone, you guys should try to make a game based on the Mook School concept you guys occasionally joke about. I would be so down with that. If I had
I would
any
love
idea
that.
what to if I had any idea what to make the gameplay like.
It would have to be like Stuntman.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, it was a driving game where you had to pull off stunts at points. least I
I think
think
the
it
mook
was.
game is like you die to the hero, right? Something like that. Like you
Yeah,
design
it
those
would
RPG
score you
modes.
based on how mook you died.
No,
So, like,
you guys have
if
the
you
wrong
got
idea.
really
It's
killing
like one of
yourself.
those. It's like one of those apprentice trainer simulators, where like you have to choose how they spend their day studying and stuff. And the idea is that you like teach the mook the arts of guarding doors and taunting prisoners. And if you do really poorly, you get like they graduate with shame, and they get kicked out. Then they get kicked out of the academy and get their license revoked. It was discovered that they sometimes lift their helmet visor up so people know who they are, and then they get killed by the hero. And to get a high score, they get honors and a high-paying wage, and then they get killed by the hero.
Yeah. That's all roads lead to getting killed by the hero. It's just if you do really well, your death will be less ignoble.
Actually, I would be down with the idea if this was like not a full game, but
I
if this
just
was
shot
just like
myself.
a brief chapter. I'd be down with the idea that if you teach the mook really poorly, they lack confidence in themselves, and when the hero comes in and kills 7 guys who look just like them, they're like, you know what, screw this.
Yeah.
I'm
I
not
would
ready for
like,
Dev Nil just yet.
Yeah. Yeah. What I would do is like I would have a thing that where like if you train the mook well enough, they will provide just the right challenge to a hero, right? So like if the hero just kills them in one hit, then they're bad mooks. So they will train themselves to get the hero to like 90% health, like 10% health, and then they will like die. So the closer they get your hero to dying, the better they are. So like you can also have like a progression in that sense. Your earlier mooks just like die in one hit, and the later ones like get them to that like 1 HP left, something like that.
So I have noticed that like there are like boss room level choice doors. So can I just stay in the prologue and grind out some money so that I'm better equipped, or do I eventually get pushed to
Well,
the,
yes,
to the
but
boss?
no.
You will eventually get pushed. You can linger sometimes, but there is a limit on how long you can linger, and eventually you'll get to the
Yeah.
end. If you just try to not go to the boss level, eventually you'll get to the end of a zone, and there will only be one door.
I
And
see.
the game is like, no.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a minimum number of zones that you must clear, and there's a maximum number. So
Yeah, if you consider
anytime
bosses to
between
be...
that, you will get the boss zone. Yeah.
If you think bosses are the most dangerous room, then you can put them off by, I think, 2 or 3 levels on average.
I didn't get hit at all in that one.
You can turn Abnaxis. Yeah, you can turn off the full screen tilt effect. I love it. That's what I figured.
I
Probably
actually
somebody
didn't
else
notice
will
it
love
until you pointed it out. I noticed it in the options menu. I was like,
Yeah.
what is that thing? I don't understand. And then I shot myself with my
Sort
missile.
of. You wouldn't experience 100% of the actual zones because it doesn't have, like, there's more zones than they can possibly give you at a time. So, repeated
Yeah.
playthroughs, you'll see things you haven't seen before.
Yeah, what Yummy Chicken Blue is asking is that to 100% the game, would you need to go through the max amount of zones? So, you can try to get as many zones as you want, but the key thing to consider is how much money do you earn from a zone, and do you spend more if you get hit in a zone, if you need to buy repairs. So, there will be a time when like you might, what you get out of a zone might actually be less than what you have to spend to recover from it. So it's never a clear-cut decision. In the early levels, obviously you can just like, you know, do as much zones as you want. But say you're in one of the later levels, and it will be a much better idea to just go for the boss room if you see it. So it's a balance, yeah. Spammy B says, can we buy the Good Robots iconic hat? Yeah, you can in the game. There's so many of them. Like, all of them are icons. Yeah.
We should actually have put a hat and called it the iconic ball cap, and make it a completely unremarkable ball cap in every way, and call it the iconic ball cap.
Yeah,
I was gonna say
actually
put a
wanted to
Pirate
do
Dagger
that,
logo
but
on your
I
head.
was- Yeah, I wanted to do that, but I wasn't sure if Ubisoft hadn't copyrighted it. So I was like, let's play it safe and not get sued if Ubisoft
Oh,
actually
man, that would be the
copyrighted
worst.
the iconic hat.
Yeah, if Ubisoft copyrighted the word iconic,
I don't think.
One
It's
of
like
their
scrolls.
iconic lawsuits.
Yeah.
All of the Salamander
I can
about the
back-
hats.
no.
All of them are icons.
Yeah.
re-implement multiplayer hat trading.
Oh,
Yeah,
Pat.
like, that's the step towards getting rich off Steam. Like, just add the hat economy to your game. Then everyone else will do all the work, and they will make the hats, and you can just like sit back and count money. Will Good Robot have a voice protagonist? No, like the only voice the Good Robot is capable of making is like just saying stop shooting me. Otherwise it cannot say anything.
Wait, I don't remember getting contracted for voice work for this game.
Yeah, I just ripped it off YouTube.
Monster.
Are you kidding?
I think I
Every
could
robot
actually
game,
sue
the only
you
thing they
for
will ever. We're gonna go back to season 1 of Spoiler Warning and get all the instances of you saying "stop shooting me," and that will be all that any robot says.
It's suitably transformative.
All the sound effects are just like remixed versions of that.
Stop shooting! Stop shooting! Stop shooting! Stop
With
shooting!
weird
stop
distortions on them. The music is all just
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. The funny thing is, one of the first things that we cut was like robots saying a little bit stuff when they die. So that like when you are working with a close to zero budget, that's the first thing that gets cut. Like what I'm trying to say is buy Good Robots so Good Robot 2 can have voiced robots in it.
Sound weird, Blaster.
Yeah, Good Robot 2, we're gonna have romanceable companions, multiple endings, a morality system.
Yeah.
I promise.
I've already-
I
yeah.
promise it will have all of these things. We'll have at least 10 different endings.
Yeah.
Multiple
5
characters.
and out of those 10 endings, 5 of them will be of a different color. At least 5.
It will be better than Mass Effect 3 because we will have more different colored endings. Yeah, we'll have a crafting system. You'll be able to build.
Yeah.
Be completely
There will be a real money
sandbox.
auction house. So none
Yeah,
of
real-
this like in-game cash, yeah.
A real money auction house. I love this. Obviously there'll be online multiplayer.
Oh, this is a bad spot. Fire the damn missiles. Missiles. I thought that was taking me somewhere.
We'll add
Oh,
all
God.
of that, and then we'll run out of money before we think to add a female protagonist option.
And then you'll complain about how it's too hard
we'll
to animate a
do
female
it the,
robot.
like, we'll do it the Star
Yeah, we were
Citizen
gonna,
way,
but
right?
Ross
Like,
couldn't figure
yeah.
out how to put boobs on the robot, so we just gave up.
Yeah. And then we'll have a massive crowdfunding campaign for the missing features that we just promised. Because no way we can earn enough money to actually.
We'll start selling good robot models to people for like hundreds of dollars a piece.
This is actually something which we were, like obviously not the exaggerated thing which we discussed, but we were discussing something like this in that, you know, like how you have different donation tiers on Patreon stuff, right? So we could have just like pure cosmetic stuff for like 99 cents and be like, this is only if you want to support the developers, something like that. But then we figured let's make a functioning game first before we start doing that stuff.
Yeah. And then we couldn't even do that, so we gave up.
Yeah, turns out we just suck.
My favorite weapon. My favorite weapon is
Argon
just
blaster.
purple lasers, bouncing purple lasers. I hang on to this
Just don't
gun
bounce.
way longer than I gimp myself in the game.
Why? You're
By
the
hanging on
developer.
to
Why not
version.
just add more purple guns?
That's
Cause
exactly what I
that's-
did. I made one that's more purple and bounces.
That's my favorite.
Although-
And eventually you'll outgrow it and you'll find a better weapon, and I'll be like, no, I want to keep my purple lasers.
Yeah. The reason all of them are not purple is because different colors differentiate between weapons, right? So you need those different colors. Like all colors cannot be purple, but like we tried to make as many of them purple as we could.
Joey245, the weapon scanner lets you see the enemy scanner. You'll see red icons for robots that are hiding behind walls. This is actually something about the game that I'm kind of proud of, that I did this actual line of sight system where you know, if a robot's behind a wall, you can't see it. Walls actually occlude your vision. But you'll see little red icons if you have the scanner, so you'll know they're camping around the corner.
Okay, guys, I actually have to go in like a minute here. So, chat, last chance to ask any questions about the least important part of this video game.
No one cares.
All right. Well, it's actually probably just Twitch delay getting you.
Oh man, that's good. We should have like Reginald Cup bot in there. That's actually good fun.
Yep. Alright. All the questions to me are smart ass questions, so I'm gonna take off.
Hey,
See you guys
hey,
later.
Rexguard.
Alright, later.
Yeah. So before that, I think I missed one question, which was like, how important is colors in the game? So not that much. Like, as long as you can like see what is shooting you and who you are shooting, you should be good. So colors are not that important. Sorry, we missed a few questions. Let me see what.
There was one about what the colors mean in terms of like bullets, which is green is lasers, you cannot shoot them down. Yellow is unguided missiles, which can't be shot down. Red is missiles, which are guided and they chase you, and they can also be shot down.
Yeah, the enemy bullet colors have a pattern, but the player bullets, they don't follow that.
Yeah.
Is the good robot image moddable? All of the graphics in this game are on a single PNG that you can just edit yourself. So that's sort of moddable. I mean, that's not super convenient, but if you just change that PNG, you can just change what everything looks like.
Yeah, it's not the modular kind of, you know, like Steam Workshop kind of mod support, but you can change anything you like. All the assets are like available in the, like they're not encrypted, so you can just like change that
All
stuff.
the game, yeah, everything is just text files, XML files, and then PNG images. If you wanted to cheat your butt off, you could go in and it uses it has per pixel hit detection. So if you just made your good robot, if you found the sprites that, you know, make up the good robot and made them fully transparent, then no bullets would be able to hit you.
You would also have no idea where you were.
That is a problem. That is a problem. You would be unable to know where you were. Well, you would leave that green trail.
Oh, that's true. Oh, good lord.
What are you doing, Joshua?
Yeah,
These spiders.
Yeah, I was getting
It
wrecked
would
by them
be
last
a
time.
pretty simple. I think I just have to change 2 script files and I could make a colorblind mode fairly easily. And even if it wasn't like officially a menu option or something, I could just hand the files out.
So does vision radius, like, zoom you out, basically?
Yes.
Oh man, that's pretty freaking good. Do I have any other vending machines here? Because if not, I'm gonna get that. Alright.
It's also supposed to be cheaper than it is, isn't it?
Well, I've got a lot of upgrades already.
Yeah, it ends up being more expensive if you buy a lot of upgrades. We might tweak
No, but I mean,
this
wasn't
one
it supposed to
though.
be half the
Yeah.
price?
Yeah, I think it was. Maybe I've not updated the Steam version with it. Like, who knows? I'll double check. It was supposed to be half though. Yeah, they are priced according to how good they are, but there's a lot of factors in consideration, like how many upgrades you've bought, like which tree you've bought them in, and like a bunch of other stuff. So upgrade pricing, like it kind of follows an algorithm. So I'll take a look at, like, this is something which, like, we'll probably see, like, we have a bunch of tracking and stuff in the game through Steam, so we'll probably see how the players are doing, and then, you know, like, tweak accordingly. It's hard to, like, get the right value with only like 5 or 10 playtesters, right? So
That would be interesting. I wish we'd put like some sort of tracking, like, so that we knew like what is the most popular upgrades that people buy. That would be interesting if you could do like a Steam heat map, like, okay, where do most players die? Oh look, you know, the
Yeah.
50% of all deaths are on this particular level. Maybe that level is too far, or nobody
I would
ever
find that
dies on
extremely
this
useful.
level. Yeah, I would love something like that.
yeah, probably like that would require some serious investment into like analytics. Like, I mean,
Yeah, it
time
would.
investment. Like, just need to, yeah. Especially
Yeah,
with
I
the
mean-
procedural levels, because, yeah.
Right, like even to, like, I don't think you could even do it through Steam, right? Like Steam has achievements, but, you know, that won't really help you. You would need like some other tracking system, like your game would need to be upload the results of your game when it ends to like some server that we maintain.
Yeah, Steam only supports very rudimentary stuff, like achievements and like just storing a few numbers. And even that, like, their retrieval is a pain in the ass. Like, you have to
Redsum.
individually. Yeah.
Retsum is saying, oh, this is the kind of thing that leads to, why do I have to be online to play single player games? I would never want to require you.
Yeah.
I think that I would, you know, the game would just like not even waste your time. It would try and fire off the data, and if it doesn't get a response from the server, it, you know, it wouldn't stick you in
Yeah.
a menu waiting to hear from server. It would just let you keep going. And, you know, if you're offline, then it just wouldn't happen. And that wouldn't, you know, we're looking for, I would be looking for data from thousands of people, not, you know,
Not
if we
every
miss a few
individual
of them.
Yeah,
person.
if I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I added that, I would obviously add a checkbox in the options menu. That's like, you know, do not send any data. If you
Yeah,
really
you
don't
would.
want
You
to
would
send
need
that.
something like that. If people are like sensitive, or they just don't, they want to know what's going out of their computer, even if it's anonymous data. Yeah, we would need a way to opt out of it.
Yeah.
That's a good
And
point,
once
because
you,
it-
like,
Oh, go on.
no, what I was saying, what I was saying was that once you add those sorts of features, right, then you end up in the realm of web development, because then you don't want, like, you know, like people sending you bogus data for the lulz. Like,
Yep,
they will
I was
track
just
where
sitting
the
here
computer is
thinking of
sending-
that.
Yeah.
How could we authenticate the data to make sure it's not bogus? we would need to you know, put certain markers in the data so we could spot bogus submissions.
Yeah.
And you would need
to
a way
do
to
is
statistically analyze stuff. Oh look, this one user, you know, was playing 5 games a minute. Okay, that person's probably bogus. We'll disregard everything from them. Stuff like that.
Yeah, like we would have to have like very good like data sanitation stuff which disregards like corrupted data, like, you know, somebody disconnected while transferring half of their stuff. This is a very complicated thing once you start actually adding this, like,
Yeah.
so there are
It
a lot of
sounds simple.
frameworks for this. Yeah.
I think the irony is AAA Studio wouldn't necessarily need this. They could actually just hire a large playtesting group.
No,
Right.
those
But
actually do it. Like,
Oh, I
yeah.
know.
Like a large reason of why like, you know, Uplay, Origin, etc. exists is because they really benefit. Like a multiplayer shooter like Battlefield benefits a lot from this type of data tracking. So it's just like, this is one thing which like it's much easier if somebody else can do it, right?
Yeah.
You
And
want to be actually making the game.
I think players would appreciate it if we just share, you know, they would be less prickly about it if we shared the data for them, like Valve did those heat maps of Half-Life, where you could see where everybody dies. And I think people are a lot more open to sharing data when you share back with them, and it feels more like a collaboration and a conversation rather than you just harvesting data from them like a mosquito.
So this run has been really annoying.
Yeah.
I've gotten like 15 upgrade stations and no gun/warranty stations in the past, like, many levels.
Yeah, and it's a coin flip which one you encounter too.
So I've just been running on, I was running on the same health bar though
Yeah.
for like a good 6 or 7 levels.
So yeah, in short, data collection is a pain in the ass, and like you would need to be a much bigger developer before you can think about it.
Yeah.
And which is kind of sad for us because numbers-driven games like this one, you know, like or like Torchlight, Diablo, they benefit the most from that sort of data collection.
Yeah.
Because even tweaking this stuff by 1% has a huge amount of like change. So, oh well. So let's move on to
no,
more
that's still a
interesting
fucking
topics
upgrade
than like
station. God damn it.
privacy.
Oh my god. That's a 1%
What did you
chance.
do? You guys intentionally sabotaged my run, didn't you? You're like, oh, that other run was too good. I'm going into the secret Good Robot server that we're pretending doesn't exist and saying doesn't exist right now so I can change Josh's experience and make him really suck at the game.
But how could I make you suck more at the game than like all But yeah, what I guess like what you are seeing is just like you have enough money to buy upgrades, but you're not getting the station you'd like. That can happen sometimes, like when your game is like, you know, RNG based. So it can happen.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting the blue upgrade stations, the one where you just like unlock your character upgrades all the time, but I'm not getting any damn weapon upgrades or like the ability to buy warranties or whatever.
Yeah. You're still using that purple laser. Wow. That's yeah.
Well, the
It
boss
won't be
has
a
both of
problem
them.
for this level. For the next one, yeah. But don't worry, like to compensate, like I hereby decree that your piloted shaders will drop Millhouse Mana stocks for the next day.
A Pope hat. I disapprove.
Oh, I'm the best Pope. I'm Robot Pope. She's like Space Pope, but not necessarily in space.
Like I would have had other religious hats, but none of the others looked as good. as the Pope had. Because you're working with only 2 colors here, black and one other color. So
Somebody noticed my shooting down
had
missile
the-
animation. The 2 days I spent on that is just...
What? Does it like fly
yeah,
off?
that is actually something I legitimately enjoy, like the shooting down missile thing.
Yeah. Yeah, when you shoot down a missile, their lights go out, they start letting off a trail of smoke, and they tumble to the ground. They don't just explode.
It would
Jesus.
also help if companies told you what information you were sharing more often, like, rather than just the data. You're like, what data?
Yeah, are you scanning my computer to see recent programs or something? Or is it just like, oh, here's some statistics from the game that you just played?
Yeah, exactly. Especially when it comes to stuff like web browsers. Like, what data exactly are you sending?
Oh my god, I finally found one. This run isn't totally screwed.
Yeah, after a while, yeah, I should mention that after a while, once you get a string of one machine, the game will give you the other machine. So, like, eventually you will get that. Like, I just only wanted to say that when you saw it, just in case it didn't happen. Like, you know, I wasn't sure if that was also a bug.
Those are the worst kind of bugs to track down, are the ones where it's like, did the random number generator here that's already kind of got a really big range to it, is it broken, or is it just like look like it's broken?
Yeah, especially because we tend to exaggerate, like the human mind, when I say we, like we tend to exaggerate the RNG swings a lot more.
Oh, we're in a dark level.
Just the 2. Upgrades and weaponry and repairs.
Well, no, there's three vending machines. There's
right.
also the hat machine. Red is
What's this?
weapons, blue is upgrades, yellow is hats.
I think the missile's gonna be more useful. This might be good. Let's mess around with this a little bit.
Oh, you mean the 2 RNG from Fire Emblem?
I don't know what that means.
Fire Emblem games roll 2 random number seeds, add them together and divide by 2, so that the RNG swings like more towards the middle than to either extreme.
Yeah, yeah.
I still think the missile's probably better.
I've always kind of enjoyed that.
I'm looking at this from the perspective of, like, it might do more damage in a shot, but the missile's a lot faster. The missile also fires instantly, and that it requires a charge time, so... Oops.
I'm glad people like the text that Rafkan wrote. Just nobody tell him about it. Like, he's already
Right, absolutely. We will not tell
Right.
Rafskarn.
His ego's big enough as it is.
We will tell him-
You really just can't risk it.
We will tell him. You know what we'll tell him after this. I'll say, okay, people found a whole bunch of typos, and I didn't write any of them down, so you'll have to find them yourself. And he'll spend all day tomorrow looking for typos that aren't there. This is the plan.
That's not a vending machine.
You don't know.
Oh wait. Oh, I did mean to actually go back to the vending machine there, but oh well. Big deal.
The gun and retreat strategy that Josh is using, that's how I play it. It was actually really eye-opening to me to see people that play, you know, there's kind of, I think of this game as Descent in 2D, but, you know, there are people that play shmups, and those, you know, bullet hell shooters, and those people are really good at dodging huge numbers of projectiles. So when they play this game, it's ridiculously easy for them.
I'm admittedly very much not good at shmups. As you
Right,
can see.
neither am I. So it was a huge eye-opener for me. You know, I play a lot like Josh. You know, back away from the bullets, weave between a few of them, and then shoot the bag. But watching a shmup player play this thing is just mind-boggling. They won't retreat. They'll just constantly move between bullets, and it's amazing.
Yeah. At an expo, I saw a player who, the first thing they did, the first 4 upgrades they bought were all speed upgrades. They maxed out their speed, and then they like absolutely destroyed the entire game. Like I was legitimately thinking that the fourth, like the third and fourth speed upgrades make your character hard to control. So I would never buy more than 2. But they did, and they like completely wrecked the game with that. But I let that stay because I was like, if you are that good at this stuff, then you deserve it. So
Yeah.
like, you know, more power to you.
Oh, people can't hear what I'm saying. I'm sorry, people.
We're sorry too, Shamus. I mean, we're not really, but you know.
There is no difficulty slider accordance. Sorry.
An additional weapon spot would be pretty difficult to get to code in, because that's most like some of it is just like in the code, you know, the exe, not the this stuff. But even then, like I would say it's pretty like because the primary and secondary things are kind of divided with a reason in mind. So a third weapon slot, right now it's hard for me to see where that third weapon would fit in. But yeah, like I guess like with enough enterprise, like I wouldn't recommend trying it, because like I wouldn't certainly say that it's impossible, but I wouldn't try adding that. Like that wouldn't be the first thing I would add if I wanted to mod this game.
What achievement did you just get, Josh?
Initialization or something. What is that?
What's that one?
Kill 500 robots, I think.
In a single game. So I've already killed more robots
Yeah,
than
in
that
a
other
single
run.
game. Yeah.
Reginald Cuthbert, I'm still playing Minecraft Feed the Beast, Infinity. And yes, I was just playing yesterday.
Did you eat any uncooked meat? Maybe that's why you're sick today.
I always found the Terraria's issue for me was that the game sort of had content that was fun, that once you finished with it, you just sort of had this infinite grind going. So it was only ever as fun so long as they had new bosses, and then once you beat them, they drop weapons that you're like, why do I want these? I've already killed the boss.
think this should be our
Visually, I
last
think-
game. I think this
Oh,
stream
yeah.
needs to end when this game does.
Probably, yeah. We'll see how long that actually takes here. I thought I was
Visually,
going to get
this set
screwed
of
on that
levels
last
is my
level.
favorite level. Like,
What, Urban?
I was saying that visually this level is my favorite level. It's like got a whole city vibe going, and like just the colors are also pretty nice, like yellows and purples. And yeah, like visually, this is my favorite level. But it's going to suck that Josh would never get past level 3.
Yeah, I was hoping to see a minefield somewhere.
It's probably like, yeah, like the level after that this is pretty good and very different. Come on, Josh, you can do it.
There were fewer robots in there before. Now there's more. This is bullshit. Oh, these things are spawning the snake guys. I see.
The Putin machine, it's all custom C++. Yes.
And the
Machine
levels
is
designed
custom
in
C++.
tile, but they're basically just binary grids of blocks, and then they have like planned RNG. Like some blocks can be or not be. So you could put down like a yellow square in the middle of the room, and at like runtime it will decide whether or not which of those blocks is active and which one isn't. Oh,
I
yeah,
seem
that's
to be doing better on these third levels this time around. Though. Last time I just ran into a wall. Oh shit! Then I got hit by an exploding worm. Show me for talking about.
Yeah, those
doing
worms are
anything.
like, they will 99% never hit you because like they are very slow. But if they do, then like consider your day wrecked.
They also have like a range where they go from slowly moving around you to pouncing to kill you.
Yeah, and they
Their
start
AI
beeping. So
Yeah, their AI script is actually called Pounce. Like that's their, they circle around you and they spiral inward towards you, but once they cross some critical threshold, they sort of jump forward, and it's meant to like lull you into, I can keep shooting these other guys, I can worry about this guy later, and then he lunges at you. I like it.
yeah, I also like it because it's a very different enemy behavior. So and it's something which you can completely like you can adapt to it once you know what it does. So that's what the game is about. Like I also suck at shmups, but I have played it so much that now I can actually complete the game. So like the game is definitely not that difficult. Like that, like you need to be like have like 140 APM or something to complete it. You just need to you need to learn the systems, and like that's generally what I like as a game designer. Like a game that presents good systems. That's actually the next game that I've been like discussing, or rather planning, not discussing. But that's for later.
The Dark Souls of shmups, if you actually want to keep your hat on, this game might actually be pretty Dark Soulsy if you're going for the hat
Yeah.
achievements, because
Yeah.
I mean, the hats are there for people that are good at shmups, and if you are not good at shmups,
Yeah.
then keeping your hat on is going to be really hard, and there are achievements for that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I like about hats ultimately, because if you want to keep your hat, then you only have 1 HP in the entire game, and this game is the most difficult shmup ever made. But if you don't want to keep your hat, then you can then you just have to learn, and eventually you will complete it if you are dedicated enough. So it's kind of like Spelunky in that way, right? But if you want to keep your hat on, then this game is incredibly tough.
What
Yummy
fuck
chicken blue. Yes.
Yes.
fucking space robot saw blade shit.
I always wanted to make a gentleman's shooter where the goal was not to shoot the enemy in the head, but to shoot the enemy's top hat off their head.
Isn't that like the non-lethal mode of Westerado? Jesus.
Oh yeah, good point.
Like, we can make it even better by, you know, just having like the game instantly stop whenever you shoot somebody. And like have a Call of Duty style message when it comes.
Wow. I think this run is coming to an end. You had full health when you walked in here.
Yeah, I made a stupid mistake. Also, I'm getting really shitty weapon rolls now.
This triple bomb is actually pretty good. Like,
Yeah, but it requires a
all three of
charge
these
up
bombs have
time.
their own.
I'm much more comfortable with stuff that I can just like toss a bunch of missiles out.
Yeah, that's the trade-off, right, between expandability and charge up. Like in this closed, like in this choke point, the bomb would have been absolutely devastating because all three of them would have hit every enemy.
What the
right?
hell?
So
Just
that's a bit of a.
try this one out, I guess.
We need to make the death, when you die, it needs to linger there instead of immediately
Yeah.
respawning you. I remember that being on my to-do list, and I thought I too did it.
Yeah, I thought you did too, but apparently not. Wow, that's another bug you just discovered.
Thanks, Josh.
I just keep getting secondary weapons.
I love how that gun looks and sounds, by the way.
Yeah, it's a very situational weapon in that you need to be surrounded by robots to properly use it. But yeah, it's pretty cool looking.
I think of this as the sneeze gun.
That's actually a pretty cool description.
This doesn't do enough damage.
Yeah, but
Where'd
think of
my
how
bombs
sick
go?
they'll get later.
Oh god, the
Okay.
worms.
Oh my god, what's that?
Oh, that would. I know it happened several seconds ago for everybody else, but when you shot that cluster of missiles out of the air with the grenades, that was pretty sweet. almost makes up for the fact that you're going to die any second, and you have no
Shut the
warranty.
fuck up, Shamus. Nobody likes you.
I believe the exit of the level is above. So
That's quite possible.
just run away. Like forget all these things. They suck.
I need money. What do we got? Oh, I am 195 short of a warranty. Well, I guess I'm doing a shield repair.
No.
I also can't get the tri-missile launcher. That's shit.
How many weapons do we have exactly? Like do we know the full number? Like it's about like
Yeah, Ross, how many total weapons are in the game? Can you tell?
Yeah, let me check.
yeah, just give us an estimate. Like plus minus 10.
Round to the nearest power of 10. Yes, LCBAD. All enemies, weapons, and a lot of the gameplay properties are stored as XML files.
Abnaxis asks, you're not doing the Borderlands thing? So we tried doing that, or rather like I prototyped that, but the problem was that most of the weapons suck. And like when you are a FPS, a sucky weapon, like it's much difficult to be a schmuck and have a sucky weapon. So especially with the later levels where like the enemies are pretty brutal. So that's why we went with just like the weapons that were very satisfying. So we removed the crappy ones from the procedural thing and we kept the good ones. So like it's not like Borderlands, but like you still have a huge amount of weapons. So like it's better. Like I don't want to say it's better than Borderlands, but it kind of is. Like
Well, my ideal system would be that you have weapon bases that are all fun and have good to use, and then you have like a modifier that's the Borderlands system.
yeah, like I was kind of sourced off on Borderlands because I remember my character being like an SMG character, and then all I got was like sniper left rifles for the first 7 or 8 levels. Like, so it's like your character builds required specific weapons, but like you might actually not get any ones that are good. Like you get those like junk weapons. So it's kind of like, but yeah, like aside from that, like I think this is a different system. It's not trying to be Borderlands. And all of these weapons have a specific purpose in mind. So what we try to go for is that each of these weapons is good in certain conditions. So every weapon has their chance to shine if you find the right situation and so on.
Are you still using that same primary
I
weapon
haven't
that you've
found
been
any
using
new
since-
primary weapons, aside from one that was just a really big recoil gun, which I really don't ever want to use.
I mean, I joke about hanging on to the purple laser for way longer than makes sense, but
This is
I don't think I've ever held on to it for
karma
this
or
long.
something for getting that ridiculous roll on the other one. Oh goodness.
Oh, by the way, it was 54 weapons total.
54 weapons total. I don't know if that's good or not.
It might be slightly more. I've just averaged it.
Over 54 weapons in the game. Put that on the box.
The weapons shoot from each arm. I think secondary is the right and primary is the left.
Yeah.
Because each tier has either 6 or 7 weapons in it, depending on how many ideas I had for each.
That was less painful.
So I assumed 6.5 per tier.
Nowhere near enough money to do anything with this, though. I feel like the money scaling may be a little too harsh. It's like, I'm up in the spot where, like, I've been able to buy one upgrade in 6 levels or so.
I assumed repairs might be a bit too expensive, but that's just me.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Hold. Yes, we are Soviet robot.
Hemocrate says, will Good Reward support mod folders? We might actually do that because there is like support for unrest, but right now everything is contingent on like the launch and how it goes, right? Because like for example, there weren't a lot of mods for Willfire Food or unrest because modding is a pretty big like task nowadays, right? So it really depends on like the community. Like if we see like a few promising mods and we are like, okay, players actually want to switch between mods, like there's enough good ones, so then we'll add that feature, like we'll implement that stuff so that you can switch between mods and stuff. But yeah, like these are the kinds of things which like they are prerequisite for a like like they need a community. You cannot first make them and then the community appears. So hopefully like the game will like catch on enough to be able to do that. Like it sucks to give that answer, but like I've released like a whole bunch of games, and so like I'm just telling the truth. Like
I wrote a modding tutorial for Unrest, but I don't think I've ever seen an Unrest mod.
yeah. Oh my god, what the hell?
What does the belt driver do again?
Not 100%. Of course I would get one
Yeah,
of
absolutely.
these.
I'll go get it in just a second.
Music is like OGG files, so if you have like an audio editor, I guess you can change that. But I don't edit audio.
So, here's a problem with your walls kill you level. I killed the guy that was hanging on a wall, and now there's a bunch of there's an upgrade there that I can't get because it's on the wall.
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
Well, oh
I had not
God,
foreseen
the
that.
flak cannon almost killed me.
Like I had thought the upgrade spawned. Yeah, like the. I'm guessing it's a weird collision problem because upgrades are supposed to kind of like you know, like the bounce off walls a bit. But I'm guessing the weird shape, the triangular shape here kind of. Oh, there you go. Like that fixed it.
Yeah.
Hey, now you have a pseudo shotgun. Yeah.
Now you just need to make it all the way to the end of the level without getting hit even once.
No, I got a bonnet. I can get hit twice. So I'm in much better shape.
We'll fetch food and unrest are basically being on the same
You're
engine.
in double the shapes that you can be.
Exactly. Where is the end of the... Hoping it's up.
This is tense.
With the unrest botting tools, you could basically make your own game. I mean, it's all there.
Yeah, like it would be very hard for you to make an FPS, but like you
Well,
can
of
actually
course.
like Will Fight for Food. Yeah, Will Fight for Food was actually the unrest engine with less capabilities. So you can actually make a 2D beat 'em up. Like any 2D kind of game, like you can easily make that. Like adventure games, almost definitely. That one.
Yeah, I was thinking if you wanted to make like a King's Quest game out of the unrest engine, you could do it pretty easily. Yeah, absolutely. Assuming you had sprites and stuff, of course. You know, you only have our basic in-game.
Movement controls, they are like I can play with both. I prefer mouse keyboard, but that's just for the added accuracy. But it's playable with a controller. Might be slightly more difficult in a controller though, just because of the kind of the inaccurate aiming, right? Like less accurate aiming, I should say.
As close as I can.
This is, I've actually stopped commenting on the game because I am just so curious if Joss is gonna make it. This
Yeah.
is tense.
Yeah, this is.
His nemesis, the upgrade machine, is it waiting for him at the end?
I might have enough money to actually buy a shield upgrade. And then I'd be okay, or at least not totally fucked.
I believe the shield upgrade also gives you a full heal. Is that correct? Armin?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Twin rocket pod. No, I'm gonna keep the bombs at this point, I think. Oh, I've been up here, haven't
Now suddenly Good Robot is a survival horror shooter.
Yeah.
But yeah, I actually like that. Like that's the kind of difference that like like the health quantities make. We made a pretty big decision like very recently, like changing the health numbers. Otherwise earlier you would get the part to the point where like your health was a lot much more quicker.
Ah! I went the wrong direction. I killed 1,066
Oh, no.
robots.
You're an asshole.
What the hell is a conflict of interest? Is that how much damage I did to myself?
I think so.
I don't remember.
I have to ask Arvind.
You put all these
What did you do?
cheekily named stats in the game and you don't remember what they are.
Yeah, that was me. Yeah, that was me.
Segmentation faults?
money is not equal to score. There's a score with a multiplier to encourage you to kill robots.
Seems to
in
be pretty
groups.
close though.
Yeah, high scores are just to like just for competing on leaderboards. Scores don't have any bearing on the game itself. Money is the game's currency. We did this because, like, you know, like players who are not good at shmups or like new players, they don't feel intimidated if the score counter like gets decreased or if like money is scored. So money is the resource you care about if you are not good at the game, right?
Look at these
And
bombs here.
score is the stuff you start caring about once you, like, I didn't mean in that way. I just meant like, you know, like that's the money is money and score is just like a, score is more of an indicator of how good you are. Endless
just
mode,
about to
it's
write that.
on our to-do list. We'll have to
So
see
sad.
like post-release if we want to do it or not. Like it's a pretty big implementation because of the procedural kind of thing. Like it's not that big, but like it's a pretty significant task. So yeah, we hope that like I'll lay my cards on the table. We hope the game is successful enough that we can continue post-release support, right, and add all these cool features to the game. But like right now we're just like all of us have worked roughly around one. Pyrodactyl has worked about 1 year and a couple of months on it, and Shamus has worked for I think 50 years on this thing.
Yeah,
So-
most of my adult life, I think.
Oh, that must have been at least 90 years then.
But
We're
Shamus,
hoping
50
to
years
make
wouldn't
enough.
be your adult life. Yeah.
We're hoping the game makes enough to pay for the free copy we gave to Josh.
I don't know, man. That was a lot of money there.
I think you can speed run everything but the bosses, because if they see you, they drop a force field that stops you from leaving the level.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you,
Yeah,
so
you
you have to
can-
fight the bosses, or you have to stealth by them. We haven't even tried that. It's theoretically possible. I don't know if it's practically possible.
I've
Yeah,
done it
I think
once.
it
I've
would
never
be
done it
possible.
intentionally.
It would be possible if you were supremely lucky with the level random number generator. Like, yeah. If you were lucky and the boss spawned in like some corner and you can easily sneak by, then it's fine, but I wouldn't bet on it. Tony Cabell asks, can we get an extended warranty? This is kind of a weird thing, but like this is one case where I would say actually not having that feature is better, because the key thing is that the player isn't able to sink a lot of money into the warranty, because that also hurts them. If you spend like a bunch of extra money on just like extra lives, right? You've not upgraded your health, you've not upgraded your attack power, so your robot still sucks, so you will still die. It would just be a more agonizing, drawn out process. So the warranty is just like, it's there for a reason. Like there's a reason you can only buy one extra life. So it's tied into the design of the game. Like it's not that easy to do that.
Well, that was fun. Thanks everyone for coming. This has been our Good Robot stream. When's this game coming out?
1
April
week from
5.
today.
Yeah.
Have you actually made that the official release date on the Steam page? Because when I checked yesterday, it was still
Yeah.
April.
Yeah, Steam just doesn't show that thing. Funnily enough, if
That's
you look at
annoying.
it on mobile, it will show you the full date.
Ha!
Damn it, Steam.
So yeah, like April 5 is the date. It's coming out on April 5 in 1 week from now.
Alright, thanks for watching, everybody.
Do you want any final rounds? Any questions? If like everyone's super disappointed that the stream is ending. Oh.
Well, Shamus and I have to go, so...
We really do.
Okay. Yep.
Goodbye, everyone!
Yep. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
It was incredibly good to see our game being played, but also very, very nervous because I saw a whole bunch of flaws, like which were like stuff I'd noticed before, but just like it's an interesting experience.
Also, other human beings not hating it.
Yep. Okay. Good night, everyone.